Hello everyone, welcome to Powerline. I'm your host Skyknight, and today I have brought you a deck profile on Spike Brothers, but specifically the Dudley build. Now, before a lot of you get on my case, I really wanted to try this build. I've seen how we got Geronimo in the Fighters Collection and Lucifer also in the Fighters Collection. I will give my opinion on the deck build after entirely, because I want you guys to listen and see all my choices before I give you the verdict of how I feel about this build. So without further ado, let's check it out. Starter, Mecha Trainer, the best starter for Spike Brothers for the moment. And I say for the moment because honestly it's the game, and the game always evolved, but since several years ago, not many people have been running any other starter other than Mecha Trainer, so the best ones. Next, I run 8 critical triggers, 4 draws, and 4 heal triggers. Yep, I chose her. Now, the trigger lineup, you really can't do anything with it. Let's be honest. You can't do anything with the trigger lineup. Maybe go 8 draw, 4 crit. Yeah, you don't. There's no real option to change around your trigger lineup. If I had my way, it would be 12 to 16 crit Spike Brothers go. But let's be honest here, no love. Okay, let's see. Next is the grade 1 lineup. This is where it's going to get kind of weird, so just hang with me. I run 13 grade 1s with 1 medical manager. I didn't have an extra slot to put this at. I didn't know what to put the 13 slot, and I thought, you know what, 1 medical manager can't be so bad. I run 4 Dudley Daisies. Again, weird choices, but I told you in the beginning that I'm running Lucifer. So if I'm unable to be striding, I want to be able to use Lucifer's effect and call it Dudley and get the 10k and then put the extra power. So the deck is going to be filled with mostly Dudleys. I run 3 Perfect Guards and 1 Quintet Wall. Why, you ask? Because sometimes you just don't have that extra card to discard for the Perfect Guard, and really isn't anything wrong with having 1 Quintet Wall. I definitely do have the Counterblast for this Quintet Wall. And lastly, I run 4 Reckless Expresses. So the Reckless Expresses are in for the Geronimo, because Geronimo gives you that extra 5k and allows cards to attack from the back row. So why not have 3 Reckless Expresses sitting in the back row attacking for 17? Next, for the grade 2 lineup, I run 4 Douglass, because again, Lucifer and because of Dudley Lucifer and my other grade 3, which is actually Emperor, so calling them from the deck in battle gives them extra power. So why not go and emphasize on that? I run one of the best grade 2s to be on Vanguard, Dudley Mason at 3. This card wins games. Yep, this card wins games, or at least puts you ahead. And I run that. Highspeed Brakki at 4. Why? Because Dudley Geronimo. Again, you want that extra power. It's going to be swinging in for 19k when you go for your final push. For my grade 3s, I run 4 Dudley Emperors because Geronimo needs a Dudley in its heart, and so you really only have 3 choices, and I thought Dudley Emperor is an excellent choice to have as one of the Vanguards. And last, I run 4 Lucifers. This card is excellent. I like its ability. It gives a card that I Superior Call if it's a Dudley an extra 10k. And if you are summoning Superior Calling any of the Dudley cards, so Daisy or Douglas, they get an extra 5k, so an extra 15k going in for the swing. It's an excellent card. The other grade 3 was Monty. Yeah, Dudley Monty. It's the Legion card. It has a really nice effect, and I was really considering it. Over Emperor, but they don't really do anything. They really don't. It's a 10k grade 2 and a 10k grade 3, which has an ability on rear guard. I mean, I guess you're attacking for 20k, but really the effects for Lucifer and Emperor are just so much more better that you don't really want to ride them. For my stride units is going to get a little funky, so please bear with me. I run 2 Harmonics Messiahs, but really it should be 4 Blizzas, because you're going to need to close the gap at some point, or try to push game. Blizza's there just to rack up that extra damage that you need to get them, because you want them to be at 5 before you go for your Geronimo turn. So this is why I have those in here as their pair. I run 2 Bruces because I don't run it at 4 because, again, you want to close that gap. You want to get them to 5 damage as fast as possible, and I believe Blizzards do a better job at that than the Bruces. The Bruces' effects are nice and helps you fill up your field for your Geronimo turn, but you can't always rely on them, especially when it's an on-hit ability. And lastly, the semi-star of the deck, Dudley Geronimo. I like the card. It's just awkward, because the only way you really get the most out of this is by having your opponent at 5 damage and praying that you get them, because you're getting 6 attacks off this, and you're either going to nuke their hand or you're going to kill them because they can't guard. The problem with this card is that the attacks aren't strong enough unless you have the perfect field. Perfect field being the Reckless Express is sitting behind, or the Highspeed Brakki sitting behind going for the attack. You really need I can't stress enough. You really need a perfect setup for this card to actually work and for you to end your opponent. Otherwise, you're just sitting there with no field and most likely no hands. The game can't really drag with Geronimo. You need to close the gap, and that's why I have the Blizzards in there to get that extra power for this deck. Now, a lot of you are wondering, your build is kind of weird, certain things don't seem right, and I get it. I'm still working on this build. It's not 100% done. The deck is completed, it's just there's certain things that you can do with the deck, but as long as you need a Dudley, things are kind of awkward. So one of the suggestions would be, why not Dan? Well, Dan has a Counter Blaster too, and yeah, it may fill up the field for you, but it doesn't provide that extra power that you need for the deck, and you'll actually end up putting Emperor over Lucifer, and then the deck changes a bit more for you, which isn't so bad. But again, at that point you don't run Lucifer. If you're going to put Dan in, you'd run Monty and Moses. So with one edition, several changes are made, and there's not really a lot of support for the Dudley build. Like, oh yeah, you can run Jelly Beans. I guess you can swap out a 1-for-1, and Jelly Beans is actually not bad because you can go find a grade 2 with it if it's in your hand, but you don't want to ride it either because it does nothing for you. So there's a lot of inconsistencies with the deck. However, one of the few things that would solve this would be a limit break remover or enabler. Remover, yeah, a little limit break remover. One of the key things of that, because at that point Lucifer and Emperor, but more importantly Lucifer, becomes a monster. Lucifer becomes an absolute monster with a limit break enabler. So when this deck gets that, when this client gets that, hopefully we get a bunch of new toys, and I will do a run back of this deck profile, upgraded and amazing. So with that said, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, leave it in the comment section below. If you want Kaiser and myself to do a deck profile on a deck, let us know also in the comment section below. Thanks for watching.